In the heart of a mist-covered mountain range, there dwelled a solitary monk known for his infectious laughter. His name was Han, and though he lived a humble life in a small monastery, his joyous presence lit up the lives of all who crossed his path. One day, a troubled traveler sought refuge in the monastery, burdened by the weight of his sorrows. He approached Han, hoping to find solace in the monk's wisdom. "Brother Han," the traveler said, "I am plagued by sadness and despair. How do you maintain such boundless joy in a world filled with suffering?" Han, with a twinkle in his eye and a smile on his lips, beckoned the traveler to follow him. Together, they embarked on a journey through the mist-shrouded forests and winding paths of the mountain. Along the way, Han paused to marvel at the beauty of a delicate flower, to listen to the playful chatter of a stream, and to bask in the warmth of the sun's rays. With each moment, his laughter rang out like the music of a mountain breeze. Perplexed, the traveler asked, "But Brother Han, how can you find joy in such simple things?" Han paused, his laughter subsiding into a gentle smile. "My friend," he replied, "joy is not found in grand gestures or material possessions. It is found in the present moment, in the beauty of life unfolding before our eyes." With newfound clarity, the traveler began to see the world through Han's eyes. He learned to appreciate the small wonders that surrounded him: the rustle of leaves in the wind, the warmth of a friendly smile, the laughter of children at play. As they returned to the monastery, the traveler felt a lightness in his heart that he had not known in years. He realized that true joy was not something to be sought after, but something to be discovered within oneself. From that day forth, the traveler carried Han's laughter with him wherever he went, spreading joy and kindness to all whom he met. In the heart of a dense forest, there lay a tranquil pond surrounded by towering trees and lush greenery. The pond was a sanctuary of peace, where the water shimmered with the reflection of the sky above. One day, a weary traveler stumbled upon the pond, burdened by the weight of his worries and regrets. As he sat by the water's edge, consumed by thoughts of the past and anxieties for the future, he failed to notice the beauty that surrounded him. But the pond, with its infinite patience, whispered to him in the language of silence. "Be still," it seemed to say, "and listen to the song of the present moment." Slowly, the traveler quieted his mind and opened his senses to the world around him. He felt the gentle caress of the breeze against his skin, heard the melodious chirping of birds in the trees, and saw the dance of sunlight on the water's surface. In that moment of presence, the traveler felt a profound sense of peace wash over him. He realized that the past was but a memory, and the future but a dream. All that truly existed was the here and now, the eternal now. With a newfound clarity, the traveler let go of his burdens and embraced the present moment with open arms. He savored each breath, each sensation, knowing that life was not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be experienced. As the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson, the traveler rose from the shore, his heart light and free. And from that day forth, whenever he felt lost or overwhelmed, he returned to the sanctuary of the pond, where the song of the present moment echoed for all eternity. For in the stillness of the pond, he had found the greatest treasure of all, the gift of presence. In a serene village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a humble monk named Koji. His days were spent tending to the temple gardens, meditating under the shade of ancient trees, and guiding villagers seeking solace and wisdom. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a distressed man named Takeshi arrived at the temple gates. Takeshi's heart weighed heavy with regret, burdened by a mistake he couldn't undo. "Please, Master Koji," Takeshi pleaded, his voice trembling. "I seek guidance. I've wronged someone deeply, and the guilt consumes me." Koji welcomed Takeshi with compassion, inviting him to sit by the tranquil bamboo grove. Under the soft glow of moonlight, Koji began his tale. "Once, there was a bamboo shoot nestled among many others in this grove," Koji began, gesturing toward the tall stalks swaying gently in the breeze. Each shoot aspired to grow tall and strong, reaching for the heavens. But one shoot struggled. It remained stunted, unable to flourish like its companions. It harbored resentment, blaming the soil, the sun, and the wind for its misfortune. Years passed, and the grove flourished, but the stunted shoot remained small and bitter. Until one day, a storm swept through the village, lashing the grove with fierce winds. The other shoots bent gracefully, yielding to the storm's fury, but the stunted shoot stood rigid, refusing to yield. Takeshi listened intently, his eyes reflecting the moon's gentle glow. Forgiveness, Koji continued, his voice soft yet resolute, is like the gentle breeze that sways the bamboo. It allows us to bend without breaking, to release the weight of resentment and embrace peace. Takeshi bowed his head, tears glistening in the moonlight. But how do I find forgiveness when I've caused so much pain? Koji placed a hand on Takeshi's shoulder, offering solace. Begin with yourself, Takeshi. Forgive your own shortcomings, and you'll find the strength to seek forgiveness from others. With Koji's guidance, Takeshi embarked on a journey of self-reflection and healing. He sought out those he had wronged, offering sincere apologies and making amends where possible. Though the path was fraught with challenges, Takeshi's heart grew lighter with each step. As the seasons changed and the bamboo grove flourished, Takeshi found solace in forgiveness. Like the resilient bamboo, he learned to bend with life's storms, embracing each moment with grace and compassion. And amidst the tranquil hills, the tale of Takeshi and the bamboo grove echoed through the village, a timeless reminder of the transformative power of forgiveness. In a tranquil village nestled amidst lush greenery, there lived an old bamboo tree. One day, a powerful storm swept through the village, tearing down trees and houses in its wake. The villagers panicked, rushing to secure their homes and belongings. Amidst the chaos, they noticed the old bamboo, swaying gently in the wind, seemingly unaffected by the storm. Impressed by the bamboo's resilience, a curious young man approached it. "Old bamboo, how do you remain so calm amidst this chaos?" he asked. The bamboo responded with a serene smile. "I am like the still pond that reflects the moon even in the midst of a storm." The young man pondered these words deeply. He realized that the bamboo's ability to bend without breaking was a metaphor for equanimity, the ability to remain balanced and composed in the face of adversity. Inspired by the bamboo's wisdom, the young man decided to cultivate equanimity in his own life. He practiced mindfulness, learning to observe his thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. He embraced life's ups and downs with acceptance, knowing that like the bamboo, he too could weather any storm. As the storm subsided and the village began to rebuild, the old bamboo stood as a silent guardian, a symbol of resilience and equanimity. And the young man, now wiser and more serene, walked the path of life with a heart as steadfast as the bamboo in the storm. Through the ages, the story of the bamboo and the storm echoed in the hearts of those seeking inner peace and strength. It served as a timeless reminder that true wisdom lies not in resistance, but in the graceful acceptance of life's ever-changing nature. In the tranquil valleys of a distant land, there lived an old gardener named Koji. Each morning, before the sun kissed the sky, he would tend to his garden with meticulous care. His garden was a masterpiece, filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery, a sanctuary of serenity. One day, as Koji was tending to his garden, a traveler passing through the valley stopped to admire its beauty. Intrigued by the traveler's presence, Koji greeted him warmly and invited him to rest a while. As they sat beneath the shade of an ancient oak tree, the traveler spoke of his journey in search of wisdom and enlightenment. Impressed by the traveler's quest, Koji shared with him a story passed down through generations. Long ago, in the heart of a barren desert, there lay a single seed buried beneath the scorching sands. Despite the harsh conditions, the seed remained resilient, patiently awaiting its moment to grow. Years passed, and the seed remained buried, unseen and forgotten by the world above. Yet, deep within its core, a silent transformation was taking place. Slowly but steadily, the seed began to sprout, sending delicate tendrils in search of nourishment. With each passing day, the tiny sapling grew stronger, its roots delving deeper into the earth, drawing sustenance from the hidden springs below. Despite the adversity it faced, the sapling continued to reach towards the sky, unfurling its leaves in silent defiance. Finally, after years of struggle, the sapling blossomed into a magnificent tree, its branches stretching far and wide, casting shade upon the barren desert below. In its shade, life flourished, and the once desolate landscape was transformed into an oasis of abundance and beauty. And so, the traveler, enlightened by Koji's tale, realized that true growth comes not from seeking outwardly, but from nurturing the seed of potential within. Inspired by the wisdom of the old gardener, he continued on his journey, his heart filled with hope and determination. As the traveler bid farewell to Koji and resumed his quest, he carried with him the timeless lesson of the seed, that within every challenge lies the opportunity for growth. And in the quiet solitude of the garden, Koji smiled, knowing that he had planted a seed of inspiration that would continue to bloom for generations to come. In a small village nestled among the mountains, there lived a young monk named Hiro. From a tender age, Hiro had been drawn to the path of enlightenment, seeking to uncover the truths hidden within the depths of his own being. Each day, Hiro would meditate beneath the ancient cherry blossom tree, his mind quieting as he delved deeper into the realm of his inner self. Yet, despite his dedication, Hiro couldn't shake the feeling of doubt that lingered within him. He yearned to discover his true purpose, to understand the essence of his existence. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Hiro ventured into the forest, guided by the soft glow of fireflies dancing among the trees. Lost in thought, he stumbled upon a tranquil pond, its surface shimmering in the moonlight. Drawn by an unseen force, Hiro approached the water's edge, gazing at his reflection mirrored in its depths. But as he peered into the still waters, Hiro was met not by his own likeness, but by a distorted image that bore little resemblance to himself. Frustration gnawed at his heart as he wondered why his true self remained elusive, hidden behind a veil of illusion. It was then that Hiro heard a gentle voice, a whisper carried on the breeze. To find your true reflection, you must first embrace your authentic self, the voice urged, stirring something deep within Hiro's soul. With newfound clarity, Hiro closed his eyes and focused inward, shedding the layers of expectation and pretense that had clouded his vision. In the silence of his mind, he discovered a sense of peace unlike any he had known before, a profound acceptance of himself just as he was. As the first light of dawn broke across the sky, Hiro opened his eyes once more, gazing into the pond with fresh eyes. This time, instead of seeing a distorted image, he beheld his true reflection staring back at him, radiant with authenticity and inner light. Filled with a sense of liberation, Hiro returned to the village, his heart brimming with joy. From that day forth, he walked the path of enlightenment with unwavering confidence, knowing that true wisdom lies not in seeking outside oneself, but in embracing the essence of one's own being. And as Hiro shared his newfound wisdom with those he encountered along the way, he inspired others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery, guiding them towards the realization that authenticity is the key to unlocking the door to true enlightenment. In a tranquil village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a humble gardener named Sora. His days were spent tending to the lush bamboo groves that flourished under his care, his heart attuned to the whispers of nature's wisdom. One crisp morning, as the sun painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson, Sora set out to tend to the bamboo grove that thrived at the edge of the village. With each step, he moved with purpose, his mind clear and focused on the task at hand. As Sora knelt among the swaying bamboo stalks, a gentle breeze caressed his skin, carrying with it the faintest murmur of the wind through the leaves. Closing his eyes, Sora breathed deeply, allowing the rhythm of his breath to sync with the gentle sway of the bamboo. In that moment, Sora became one with the grove, his senses heightened, his awareness expanded to encompass the beauty and harmony that surrounded him. With each stroke of his pruning shears, he moved with grace and precision, mindful of every cut, every action unfolding in perfect harmony with the flow of nature. Hours passed in a timeless dance of mindfulness, until at last, Sora emerged from the grove, his heart light and his spirit rejuvenated by the experience. As he made his way back to the village, he encountered a group of travelers passing through, their faces etched with weariness from the journey. Moved by compassion, Sora approached the travelers, his eyes shining with warmth. "Dear travelers, welcome to our village. Please, rest a while and allow me to offer you some refreshment," he offered graciously. With a grateful nod, the travelers accepted Sora's invitation, their hearts uplifted by his kindness. As they sat beneath the shade of the cherry blossoms, Sora shared with them the wisdom he had gleaned from his time among the bamboo, the importance of mindfulness in cultivating a life of purpose and harmony. For just as the bamboo sways in the breeze, so too must we learn to move with grace and awareness, attuned to the rhythm of our breath and the gentle whispers of the world around us, Sora explained. Inspired by Sora's words, the travelers embarked on their journey with a newfound sense of mindfulness, their hearts open to the beauty and wonder that awaited them at every turn. And so, the legacy of the Bamboo Whisperer lived on, a testament to the transformative power of mindfulness in awakening the spirit and illuminating the path to inner peace and fulfillment. In a serene valley embraced by ancient forests, there stood a majestic oak tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens with unwavering strength. For years, the oak had stood as a silent sentinel, observing the passing seasons with stoic resilience. One sweltering summer day, a playful breeze danced through the valley, caressing the leaves of the oak with tender grace. Intrigued by the breeze's gentle touch, the oak whispered, "Why do you sway so freely while I remain rooted to the earth?" The breeze chuckled softly, weaving through the oak's branches like a melody carried on the wind. "I may wander aimlessly," it replied, "but you possess a strength far greater than mine." Confused by the breeze's words, the oak shook its branches in protest. "Strength," it echoed, "but I am bound to this spot while you roam the skies unhindered." The breeze sighed, weaving patterns in the air as it spoke. "Strength is not measured by the ability to resist change," it explained, "but by the capacity to embrace it with grace." As the breeze gently faded into the distance, the oak pondered its words. Slowly, it began to sway in harmony with the wind, surrendering to the rhythm of the natural world. In that moment of surrender, the oak discovered a newfound sense of freedom, the freedom to bend without breaking, to adapt without losing its essence. And so, in the heart of the valley, the oak and the breeze danced together, their silent conversation a testament to the wisdom of embracing change with open arms. In the bustling heart of a village nestled between verdant hills, there lived an old monk named Tenzin. His days were spent in quiet contemplation, his heart brimming with compassion for all beings. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, a weary traveler stumbled upon the monastery where Tenzin resided. The traveler, named Kai, had traveled far and wide in search of solace for his troubled mind. He sought guidance, a beacon of light to illuminate his path obscured by doubt and fear. Knocking gently on the monastery door, Kai was welcomed by Tenzin's serene smile. "Come, weary traveler, rest your burdens here," Tenzin said, his voice like a soothing melody. With each passing day, Kai found solace in the tranquility of the monastery. He observed Tenzin's compassionate actions, feeding the hungry, comforting the distressed, and offering wisdom to those in need. Inspired by Tenzin's unwavering compassion, Kai sought to emulate his ways. One crisp morning, as dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson, Tenzin and Kai ventured to the nearby river for their morning meditation. As they sat in silence, a commotion interrupted their serenity. Across the river, a frantic mother cried out for help as her child struggled in the raging currents. Without hesitation, Tenzin rose to his feet, his gaze unwavering. With a swift motion, he plunged into the river, reaching the child just in time. As Tenzin carried the child to safety, Kai watched in awe, his heart swelling with admiration. When they returned to the monastery, Kai approached Tenzin with a newfound resolve shining in his eyes. "Master, I have witnessed the boundless depth of your compassion today. Teach me, so I may learn to walk the path of compassion as you do," Kai pleaded. Tenzin smiled, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. Compassion is not merely an action, but a way of being. It is the ripple that emanates from the pebble of kindness cast into the waters of the world, Tenzin said softly. With Tenzin's guidance, Kai embarked on a journey of self-discovery and compassion. Each day, he sought opportunities to ease the suffering of others, to be a beacon of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. Years passed, and Kai became known far and wide for his boundless compassion. Yet, amidst his acts of kindness, he never forgot the lessons imparted by Tenzin, the humble monk whose compassion knew no bounds. And so, the ripple of compassion continued to spread, touching the hearts of all who crossed its path, a testament to the transformative power of kindness and empathy in a world yearning for healing. In a tranquil valley shaded by ancient cherry blossoms, there dwelled a humble monk named Hiroshi. His days were spent in quiet contemplation, his heart overflowing with gratitude for the simple joys bestowed upon him by the universe. One crisp autumn morning, as the golden sun bathed the valley in its gentle embrace, Hiroshi embarked on his daily journey to the nearby village. With a woven basket in hand, he traversed the winding path, his footsteps echoing in harmony with the rustling leaves. As Hiroshi approached the village square, he was met with a sight that tugged at his heartstrings. A weary old woman sat by the roadside, her gnarled hands clutching a threadbare shawl tightly around her frail frame. Moved by compassion, Hiroshi approached the woman, his eyes brimming with empathy. "Dear one, what troubles your heart on this beautiful day?" he inquired softly. The old woman's eyes shimmered with tears as she recounted her tale of woe, the loss of her beloved husband, burden of poverty, and the loneliness that gnawed at her soul. With a gentle smile, Hiroshi offered the woman a handful of freshly picked apples from his basket, a gesture of kindness born from the depths of his grateful heart. "May these apples nourish your body and soul, dear one. And may you always remember that even in the darkest of times, there is light to be found in the embrace of gratitude," Hiroshi whispered. With a grateful nod, the old woman accepted Hiroshi's gift, her heart touched by the warmth of his compassion. As Hiroshi continued on his journey through the village, he encountered souls from all walks of life, farmers toiling in the fields, merchants bustling about their shops, children playing in the streets, all united by the thread of human experience. With each interaction, Hiroshi found himself filled with a profound sense of gratitude for the interconnectedness of all beings, for the gift of life pulsating through every living thing. Upon his return to the monastery, Hiroshi stood beneath the ancient cherry blossoms, their delicate petals dancing in the gentle breeze. With arms outstretched to the heavens, he offered a silent prayer of thanks for the abundance of blessings bestowed upon him. For Hiroshi knew that true happiness lay not in the accumulation of material wealth, but in the boundless expanses of the grateful heart, a heart open to the beauty and wonder of the world, to the endless possibilities that awaited those who dared to embrace the transformative power of gratitude. In a quiet village nestled within the embrace of misty mountains, there resided a venerable monk named Master Kato. His wisdom was sought by many, for he possessed a deep understanding of the ways of the universe and the mysteries of the human heart. One day, a troubled traveler named Yuji stumbled upon Master Kato's monastery. Yuji carried with him the weight of past mistakes and the burden of regrets, his heart heavy with shame and self-doubt. Seeking solace, he sought counsel from the wise old monk. Master Kato welcomed Yuji with open arms, sensing the turmoil within his weary soul. Together, they walked through the monastery's tranquil gardens, where rows of carefully arranged stones adorned the landscape. As they strolled amidst the serene beauty of the stone garden, Yuji poured out his troubles to Master Kato, his voice choked with emotion. I cannot forgive myself for the mistakes I have made, he confessed. I am haunted by my past, able to find peace in the present. Master Cato listened with compassion, his gaze steady and kind. The path to acceptance begins with acknowledging the truth of who we are, he said gently. Each stone in this garden represents a part of ourselves, both light and shadow, strength and weakness. To find peace, we must learn to accept every facet of our being. Yuji looked around at the garden, his eyes lingering on the stones. But how can I accept the parts of myself that I despise? He asked, his voice trembling. Master Cato smiled knowingly. Acceptance does not mean condoning or excusing our actions, he explained. It means embracing them with compassion and understanding, recognizing that they are part of our journey towards growth and enlightenment. With Master Cato's guidance, Yuji began to explore the depths of his own heart, confronting the shadows that lurked within. With each step, he felt the walls of self-judgment and condemnation begin to crumble, replaced by a sense of compassion and forgiveness. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as Yuji delved deeper into the practice of acceptance. With each passing day, he found himself more at peace with his past, his heart lighter and freer than it had ever been before. Years later, Yuji returned to the village as a changed man. No longer shackled by the chains of self-doubt and regret, he radiated a sense of inner peace and contentment. Master Cato greeted him with a warm smile. Yuji, he said, you have journeyed far on the path of acceptance. Remember, true peace comes from embracing every part of yourself, the light and the dark, the joy and the sorrow. And as the sun set behind the mountains, Yuji bowed deeply to his beloved teacher, grateful for the wisdom that had guided him on his journey of acceptance. In a serene forest glade, there stood an ancient temple where a wise monk named Master Ren lived. Ren was renowned for his deep understanding of the human mind and the path to self-awareness. One autumn afternoon, a troubled traveler named Hiroki stumbled upon the temple, his heart heavy with confusion and doubt. Seeking guidance, he approached Master Ren with a humble bow. Master Ren, Hiroki began, I am lost in the maze of my own thoughts and emotions. I seek clarity and understanding, but I do not know where to begin. Master Ren regarded Hiroki with compassion, sensing the turmoil within his soul. The journey of self-awareness begins with the willingness to look within, he said softly. Only by understanding ourselves can we hope to find the peace and clarity we seek. Hiroki nodded, eager to embark on the path of self-discovery. Together, he and Master Ren entered the temple's meditation hall, where a polished mirror stood at the center of the room. Look into the mirror, Hiroki, Master Ren instructed. What do you see? Hiroki gazed into the mirror, but all he saw was his own reflection staring back at him. I see myself, Master, he replied. Master Ren smiled knowingly. And what do you see beyond the surface, beyond the physical form? Hiroki furrowed his brow in concentration, closing his eyes and quieting his mind. Slowly, he began to perceive the thoughts and emotions swirling within him, the fears, the desires, the doubts that had long been hidden beneath the surface. As Hiroki opened his eyes once more, he looked into the mirror with newfound clarity. I see the layers of my own consciousness, he whispered, awed by the depth of his own self-awareness. Master Ren nodded in approval. Self-awareness is the key to unlocking the mysteries of the mind, he explained. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we gain insight into the true nature of ourselves. With Master Ren's guidance, Hiroki delved deeper into the practice of self-awareness, learning to navigate the labyrinth of his own mind with courage and compassion. With each passing day, he felt the burdens of confusion and doubt begin to lift, replaced by a sense of clarity and inner peace. Years later, Hiroki returned to the temple as a changed man. No longer enslaved by his own thoughts and emotions, he radiated a sense of tranquility and contentment. Master Ren greeted him with a knowing smile. Hiroki, he said, you have journeyed far on the path of self-awareness. Remember, true wisdom comes from understanding the depths of your own being. And as the sun set behind the mountains, Hiroki bowed deeply to his beloved teacher, grateful for the wisdom that had guided him on his journey of self-discovery. In a serene valley, amidst a grove of ancient cherry blossoms, there lived a humble monk named Kenji, known for his gentle wisdom and unwavering compassion. Kenji often shared Zen teachings with those who sought solace in the tranquility of his monastery. One crisp spring morning, as the cherry blossoms bloomed in a riot of pink and white, a weary traveler named Emi sought refuge at Kenji's monastery. Emi carried with her the heavy burden of a troubled heart, longing for liberation from the chains of her past. Sensing Mei's inner turmoil, Kenji welcomed her with a warm smile and invited her to join him in the peaceful gardens. As they sat beneath the blossoming trees, Emi poured out her sorrows to the monk, her words heavy with regret and longing. Kenji listened in silence, his heart aching for Mei's suffering. After she had finished, he gently handed her a delicate chrysalis hanging from a nearby branch. "Do you see this cocoon, Emi?" he asked softly. Emi nodded, her eyes curious. "This chrysalis holds the promise of transformation," Kenji explained. Within its fragile walls, a caterpillar undergoes a miraculous metamorphosis, emerging as a beautiful butterfly. Just as the butterfly finds liberation from its earthly confines, so too can you find liberation from your past. Mei's gaze lingered on the chrysalis, her heart stirring with hope. "But how, Kenji? How can I break free from the chains that bind me?" Kenji smiled gently. "Liberation begins with acceptance," he said. "Acceptance of your past, with all its joys and sorrows. Embrace your mistakes and learn from them, for they are the stepping stones on the path to enlightenment." Emi nodded thoughtfully, her heart feeling lighter with each passing moment. "And what of the future, Kenji? How can I find my way forward?" Kenji's eyes twinkled with wisdom. "The future is a journey yet to unfold," he said. "Trust in the wisdom of the universe and follow the whispers of your heart. Surrender to the flow of life, and you will find the liberation you seek." Inspired by Kenji's words, Emi embarked on a journey of self-discovery and inner transformation. With each step she took, she felt the weight of her past lifting, replaced by a newfound sense of freedom and possibility. Years later, Emi returned to the monastery as a changed woman. No longer shackled by the chains of her past, she radiated a sense of inner peace and joy. Kenji greeted her with a knowing smile. "Emi," he said, "you have become like the butterfly, free, beautiful, and full of grace. Remember, true liberation comes from within, and it is yours to claim." And as the cherry blossoms danced in the gentle breeze, Emi bowed deeply to her beloved teacher, grateful for the wisdom that had guided her on her journey of liberation. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a young woman named Aiko. Aiko was known for her gentle spirit and kind heart. But deep within her soul, she harbored a secret longing for something more, of the courage to pursue her dreams. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves danced in the breeze and the scent of ripe persimmons filled the air, Aiko found herself standing on the edge of a towering cliff overlooking the valley below. Her heart raced with fear as she gazed down at the swirling currents of the river, but amidst the fear, she felt a stirring of something deeper, a flicker of courage. As if sensing her turmoil, an old monk named Sensei Hiro appeared beside her, his weathered face lined with wisdom. "What troubles you, young one?" he asked gently. Aiko hesitated, unsure of how to put her feelings into words. "I long to follow my dreams, Sensei, but fear holds me back," she confessed. "I fear failure, rejection, the unknown." Sensei Hiro nodded knowingly, his eyes filled with compassion. "Courage is not the absence of fear, Aiko," he said softly. "It is the willingness to face fear head-on, to embrace it as a teacher rather than a foe." Aiko pondered his words, feeling a glimmer of hope ignite within her. "But how can I find the courage to take the leap?" she asked, her voice trembling. Sensei Hiro smiled warmly. "Courage is like a muscle, Aiko," he explained. It grows stronger with each step you take outside your comfort zone. Trust in yourself and the universe, and you will find the courage you seek. With Sensei Hiro's words echoing in her heart, Aiko took a deep breath and stepped to the edge of the cliff. With each passing moment, her fear began to fade, replaced by a sense of determination and resolve. And then, with a leap of faith, Aiko plunged into the abyss below. As she fell, she felt a rush of exhilaration unlike anything she had ever experienced before, the exhilaration of facing her fears and embracing the unknown. As she emerged from the icy waters below, Aiko felt a sense of liberation wash over her. She had faced her fears head-on and emerged stronger, braver, more alive than ever before. Years later, Aiko returned to the village as a changed woman. No longer held back by fear, she radiated a sense of confidence and inner peace. Sensei Hiro greeted her with a knowing smile. "Aiko," he said, "you have shown great courage in the face of adversity. Remember, true courage lies not in the absence of fear, but in the willingness to take the leap, even when the path ahead is uncertain." And as the sun set behind the mountains, Aiko bowed deeply to her beloved teacher, grateful for the wisdom that had guided her on her journey of courage. In a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a young man named Koji. Despite his diligent efforts, he often found himself overwhelmed by the complexities of life. Seeking guidance, he approached Master Zenji, renowned for his wisdom and clarity of mind. "Master," Koji began, "I feel lost amidst the chaos of the world. How can I find clarity?" Zenji nodded thoughtfully before gesturing for Koji to follow him. They embarked on a journey through the forest, the air thick with the scent of pine and the gentle rustle of leaves underfoot. Eventually, they reached a serene pond glistening in the sunlight. "Observe the water, Koji," Zenji said softly. "What do you see?" Koji peered into the tranquil surface, his reflection staring back at him. "I see my reflection, master." "And what else?" Zenji prompted. Koji frowned, puzzled. "Nothing else, master. Just my reflection." Zenji smiled knowingly. "Look closer, young one. Look beyond yourself." With newfound curiosity, Koji observed the water once more. Gradually, he noticed the intricate dance of dragonflies skimming the surface and the delicate ripples caused by a gentle breeze. He marveled at the vibrant array of life reflected in the stillness of the pond. "It's beautiful," Koji whispered in awe. Zenji nodded, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of ages. Just as the pond reflects the world around it, so too can your mind reflect the clarity of your surroundings. Embrace the simplicity of the present moment, and you will find clarity in all things. As they journeyed back to the village, Koji carried with him a newfound understanding. In the midst of life's chaos, he learned to seek solace in the stillness within. With each passing day, he cultivated a clarity of mind that guided him through life's trials and tribulations. And so, in the heart of a tranquil pond, Koji discovered the timeless wisdom of Zen, the clarity that lies within the depths of still water. In a small village nestled between misty mountains, there lived a renowned bamboo master named Sensei Koji. People from far and wide sought his wisdom, for he was not only a skilled craftsman but also a master of life's deeper mysteries. One day, a troubled young man named Takeshi arrived at Sensei Koji's humble abode seeking guidance. Takeshi was burdened by the weight of his past failures and the uncertainty of his future. He longed for transformation but didn't know where to begin. Sensei Koji welcomed Takeshi with a warm smile and invited him to sit beside him in the tranquil bamboo garden. "Tell me, young one, what troubles your heart?" he asked gently. With a heavy sigh, Takeshi poured out his worries and fears to the wise old master. Sensei Koji listened intently, his eyes reflecting compassion and understanding. After Takeshi had finished, Sensei Koji reached for a small bamboo shoot lying nearby. Holding it up for Takeshi to see, he said, "Do you see this bamboo, Takeshi? It is strong yet flexible, resilient yet humble. It bends with the winds of change but never breaks. Like the bamboo, you do possess the power to transform. Takeshi looked puzzled. But how, sensei? How can I transform when I feel so lost and broken? Sensei Koji smiled knowingly. Transformation begins with acceptance, he explained. Acceptance of who you are in this moment, with all your flaws and imperfections. Embrace your past, for it has shaped you into the person you are today. But remember, you are not defined by your mistakes. You have the power to choose a new path. With renewed hope stirring in his heart, Takeshi nodded. But what about the future? Sensei, how can I find my way forward? Sensei Koji's eyes twinkled with wisdom. The future is a journey yet to unfold, he said. Focus not on the destination, but on the steps you take along the way. Live each moment mindfully, with intention and purpose. Trust in the process, and you will find your way. Inspired by Sensei Koji's words, Takeshi embarked on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. With each passing day, he learned to let go of his doubts and fears, embracing the beauty of impermanence and the power of now. Years later, Takeshi returned to the village as a changed man. No longer burdened by his past, he radiated a sense of inner peace and contentment. Sensei Koji greeted him with a knowing smile. Takeshi, he said, you have become like the bamboo, strong, resilient, and full of grace. Remember, the path to transformation is never easy, but with patience, perseverance, and a heart open to change, anything is possible. And as the sun set behind the mountains, Takeshi bowed deeply to his beloved teacher, grateful for the wisdom that had guided him on his journey of transformation. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named Hiroshi. Despite the hustle and bustle of the world around him, Hiroshi possessed a serene calmness that seemed to radiate from within. One day, a weary traveler stumbled upon Hiroshi's village, burdened by the weight of the world upon his shoulders. Seeking solace and guidance, he approached Hiroshi, drawn by the tranquility that surrounded him. With a gentle smile, Hiroshi welcomed the traveler into his humble home and invited him to sit beside him by a tranquil pond. As they sat in silence, the soothing sounds of nature enveloped them, filling the air with a sense of peace and serenity. In the stillness of the moment, the traveler felt a weight lift from his shoulders, as if the worries and cares that had consumed him for so long were melting away. He looked to Hiroshi, his eyes filled with wonder and gratitude. How do you maintain such serenity in a world filled with chaos and turmoil? The traveler asked, his voice filled with longing. Hiroshi's smile widened as he gazed out at the shimmering waters of the pond. Serenity is not something to be found in the external world, he explained gently. It is a state of being that arises from within. He gestured towards the pond, where a lone lotus flower floated gracefully upon the surface. Just as the lotus remains untouched by the muddy waters in which it grows, so too can we cultivate serenity amidst the chaos of life. With those words, Hiroshi closed his eyes and began to meditate, his breath slow and steady, his mind as calm as the still waters of the pond. The traveler watched in awe as Hiroshi's aura seemed to glow with an inner light, illuminating the path to true peace and tranquility. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the traveler felt a sense of serenity wash over him, like a gentle breeze caressing his soul. And in that moment, he understood that true serenity could only be found by looking within, by quieting the mind and embracing the stillness that lies at the heart of existence. With a grateful heart, the traveler bid farewell to Hiroshi and set off into the night, his spirit alight with the promise of serenity and inner peace. And as he journeyed onwards, he carried with him the timeless wisdom of Hiroshi's teachings, a beacon of light to guide him on the path to true fulfillment. In a quaint village nestled amidst verdant hills, there dwelled a gardener named Kenji. His hands were calloused from tending to the earth, and his heart was as nurturing as the soil he worked. Yet, despite his deep connection to nature, Kenji felt a longing stirring within him, the yearning for deeper understanding and insight. One crisp morning, as Kenji tended to his garden, he noticed a delicate butterfly flitting among the blossoms. Mesmerized by its grace and beauty, he followed its gentle path until it came to rest upon a vibrant flower. In that moment, a sense of wonder washed over Kenji, filling him with an unspoken longing for wisdom. Inspired by the butterfly's fleeting presence, he sought out the village elder, known for his profound understanding of life's mysteries. With a humble heart, Kenji approached the elder and shared his desire for deeper insight. The elder smiled knowingly and invited Kenji to join him in the tranquil sanctuary of the village's sacred garden. As they sat amidst the fragrant blooms and swaying trees, the elder began to speak, his words carrying the weight of centuries of wisdom. True insight, he said, is not found in the pursuit of knowledge, but in the quiet contemplation of nature's rhythms. With those words as their guide, Kenji and the elder embarked on a journey of discovery, exploring the hidden wisdom encoded within the natural world. They marveled at the intricate dance of the seasons, the resilience of the plants, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. With each passing day, Kenji's understanding deepened, like the roots of the ancient trees that anchored the garden. He saw patterns emerge in the cycle of life: birth, growth, decay, and rebirth, and he learned to embrace the ebb and flow of existence with an open heart. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Kenji found himself transformed by the insights he had gained. He realized that true wisdom lay not in the accumulation of facts or figures, but in the quiet acceptance of life's ever-changing nature. With a grateful heart, he knew that he had found the true meaning of insight, a deep connection to the rhythms of nature and the wisdom that lay hidden within its embrace. In a bustling village, there lived a man named Taro. Despite his wealth and possessions, Taro felt a profound emptiness gnawing at his soul. Determined to find true fulfillment, he sought the counsel of a wise Zen master who resided in a humble monastery on the outskirts of town. Upon meeting the master, Taro poured out his heart, confessing his inner turmoil and longing for a deeper sense of purpose. The master listened intently, his eyes twinkling with understanding. Seeking fulfillment outside oneself is like trying to fill a leaky vessel with water, the master said, his voice soft yet profound. True fulfillment comes from within. With those words echoing in his mind, Taro embarked on a journey of self-discovery, guided by the teachings of the Zen master. As days turned into weeks, Taro began to experience moments of profound clarity and insight. He discovered that true fulfillment lay not in the accumulation of wealth or possessions, but in the simple joys of everyday life: the laughter of loved ones, the beauty of nature, and the peace that comes from living in harmony with the present moment. One day, as Taro sat in meditation beneath a towering oak tree, he had a profound realization. Like the empty bowl that awaits the nourishment of food, his heart and mind were open and receptive, ready to be filled with the richness of life's experiences. From that moment on, Taro approached each day with a newfound sense of gratitude and wonder, savoring the beauty and richness of each passing moment. And as he walked the path of fulfillment, he found that the emptiness within him was gradually replaced by a deep and abiding sense of peace and contentment. In the quiet of the monastery, amidst the gentle rustle of leaves and the melodious chirping of birds, Taro discovered the true meaning of fulfillment, not as a destination to be reached, but as a journey to be embraced with an open heart and a spirit of gratitude. In a bustling metropolis, there lived a woman named Maya. Despite her outward success and achievements, Maya felt a persistent restlessness stirring within her soul. She longed for a sense of fulfillment that eluded her grasp, despite her relentless pursuit of worldly pursuits. One day, Maya stumbled upon a small bookstore tucked away in a quiet corner of the city. Intrigued by the serene atmosphere and the promise of ancient wisdom contained within its walls, she ventured inside and discovered a collection of books on Zen philosophy and self-discovery. As Maya delved into the teachings of Zen, she found herself drawn to the idea of inner liberation, the notion that true fulfillment could only be found by looking within oneself. rather than seeking validation from external sources. Determined to embark on a journey of self-discovery, Maya began to explore various practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection. With each passing day, she peeled back the layers of conditioning and societal expectations that had shaped her identity, revealing the true essence of her being underneath. Along the way, Maya encountered challenges and obstacles that tested her resolve and doubts, fears, and insecurities that threatened to derail her quest for liberation. But with each setback, she found strength in the teachings of Zen, drawing upon the wisdom of sages who had walked the path before her. As Maya delved deeper into her innermost thoughts and emotions, she began to uncover a sense of peace and contentment that had long eluded her. She learned to embrace the present moment with open arms, finding joy and fulfillment in the simple pleasures of life: a warm cup of tea, a quiet moment of solitude, the laughter of loved ones. One day, as Maya sat in quiet contemplation beneath the shade of a towering tree in a tranquil park, she experienced a moment of profound clarity. Like a veil being lifted from her eyes, she saw the world with fresh eyes, liberated from the shackles of expectation and desire that had once held her captive. With a serene smile, Maya realized that true liberation lay not in the pursuit of external validation or material wealth, but in the cultivation of inner peace and contentment. And as she continued on her journey within, Maya discovered that the greatest treasure of all was the wisdom and insight that came from embracing the truth of who she truly was. In the heart of a bustling city, there lived a humble stonecutter named Hiro. Day in and day out, he chiseled away at blocks of rough stone, his hands weathered and his brow furrowed with determination. Despite his skill and dedication, Hiro often felt a yearning deep within his soul, a longing for something greater than the work that consumed his days. He yearned for enlightenment, for a deeper understanding of the world around him and his place within it. One day, as he toiled under the scorching sun, Hiro heard whispers of a wise sage who dwelled atop a distant mountain, said to possess the secrets of enlightenment itself. Determined to uncover the truth, Hiro set out on a journey of discovery, leaving behind the familiar streets of the city for the unknown path that lay ahead. For days he traveled, his footsteps guided by nothing but the whispers of the wind and the beating of his own heart. Through valleys and across rivers, over rugged terrain and beneath starlit skies, Hiro pressed on, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and understanding. Finally, he reached the foot of the mountain, its majestic peak looming high above the clouds. With each step he climbed, Hiro felt a sense of anticipation building within him, as if he were on the verge of uncovering the answers he had long sought. At last, he reached the summit, where the wise sage awaited him, seated cross-legged beneath the shade of a towering oak. With a knowing smile, the sage welcomed Hiro and invited him to sit beside him. For hours they spoke, the sage sharing tales of enlightenment and wisdom that transcended the boundaries of time and space. And as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Hiro felt a profound sense of peace wash over him, as if he had finally found the answers he had been searching for all along. But as dawn broke and the first light of day cast its golden glow upon the mountain, Hiro realized that enlightenment was not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be embraced. It was not the summit of the mountain or the words of the sage that held the key to true understanding, but the journey itself, the trials and tribulations, the joys and sorrows, that shaped him into the person he was meant to be. With a grateful heart, Hiro bowed to the sage and began his descent down the mountain, his spirit alight with newfound clarity and purpose. And as he returned to the city, he carried with him the knowledge that enlightenment was not something to be found in the distant reaches of the world, but within the depths of his own soul. In the heart of a bustling city, amidst the cacophony of life, there lived a young man named Kai. He was adrift in the currents of existence, seeking purpose amidst the chaos. Day after day, he would weave through the streets, his mind tangled with worries and uncertainties. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kai stumbled upon a serene garden tucked away from the noise of the city. Drawn by an unseen force, he ventured inside. There, under the shade of a mighty oak tree, sat an old monk, his face etched with the wisdom of ages. "Welcome, young traveler," the monk greeted, his voice as gentle as a breeze. "What brings you to this sacred sanctuary?" Kai poured out his heart to the monk, his frustrations, and his longing for meaning. The monk listened patiently, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "Ah, the journey of self-discovery," the monk mused. "It is like tending to a garden within. Each thought, each action, is a seed planted in the soil of your soul." With a knowing smile, the monk handed Kai a small pot and a packet of seeds. "Plant these seeds," he instructed, "and tend to them with care. Through nurturing them, you shall discover the essence of your being." Intrigued, Kai returned home and began his quest for self-actualization. He planted the seeds in the fertile soil of his spirit, watering them with diligence and patience. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, as Kai watched with wonder as the seeds began to sprout, their delicate shoots reaching for the sun. With each new leaf that unfurled, Kai felt a sense of purpose blossoming within him. He embraced the challenges that came his way, knowing that they were but opportunities for growth. Slowly but surely, he shed the shackles of doubt and fear, emerging as the person he was always meant to be. And so, as the seasons changed and the years passed, Kai stood tall like the oak tree in the monk's garden, his spirit as resilient as its branches. For he had learned the greatest lesson of all, that true motivation comes from within, and that the journey to self-actualization is a path of endless possibility. In the end, Kai realized that he was not merely a gardener, but the garden itself, a vast expanse of potential waiting to be explored. And as he gazed upon the lotus blooming within, he knew that his journey had only just begun. In the heart of a bustling city, there existed a small garden known for its exquisite beauty and tranquil atmosphere. It was tended to by a wise gardener named Emei, whose hands possessed the gentle touch of harmony. One day, a weary traveler stumbled upon the garden, seeking respite from the chaos of the world outside. Entranced by the serenity that enveloped the space, the traveler approached Emei with a question burning in their soul. "Master Emei," the traveler began, "how do you cultivate such harmony in this bustling city?" Emei smiled, her eyes sparkling with ancient wisdom. "Harmony, my dear friend, is not merely the absence of discord, but the presence of balance and unity." With that, Emei guided the traveler through the garden, pointing out the delicate interplay of elements, the dance of sunlight and shadow, the symphony of colors and fragrances, the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. As they strolled along the winding paths, Emei shared stories of the garden's creation, of how each plant and stone had been carefully selected to complement one another, creating a tapestry of harmony that resonated with the soul. In the garden, Emei explained, each element exists in perfect balance, neither dominating nor submitting to the other. It is this harmony that nourishes the spirit and soothes the mind. Inspired by Mei's words, the traveler began to see their own life through the lens of the garden. They realized that harmony was not something to be sought after externally, but a state of being that could be cultivated from within. With newfound determination, the travelers set out on a journey of self-discovery, seeking to bring balance and unity to every aspect of their life. They embraced their strengths and weaknesses alike, finding beauty in the imperfections that made them whole. And as they walked the path of harmony, guided by the wisdom of Emei and the serenity of the garden, the traveler discovered a sense of peace and contentment that had long eluded them. For in the harmony of the garden, they had found the key to unlocking the true potential of their soul, a harmony that resonated not only within themselves but radiated outwards, touching the lives of all who crossed their path. In a quiet village nestled among mist-covered mountains, there lived a renowned tea master named Aiko. People from far and wide sought his wisdom, drawn to the serenity that emanated from his humble tea house. One day, A weary traveler arrived at Aiko's doorstep, burdened by the weight of the world upon his shoulders. Seeking solace and guidance, he begged the tea master to impart upon him the secret to finding true wisdom and inner peace. With a gentle smile, Aiko welcomed the traveler inside and prepared a pot of fragrant tea. As they sat in silence, the aroma of the steaming brew filled the air, wrapping around them like a warm embrace. After a time, the traveler broke the silence, his voice filled with longing. "Master," he said, "how does one attain true wisdom? How does one navigate the complexities of life with grace and clarity?" Aiko's eyes twinkled with quiet wisdom as he poured the tea into delicate cups. "Wisdom," he began, "is not something to be sought after or attained. It is not a destination to be reached, but rather a journey to be embraced." He gestured towards the teapot, its surface reflecting the soft glow of the lanterns. The traveler listened intently, hanging on every word as Aiko continued. "Wisdom lies not in the grand gestures or profound revelations, but in the simple moments of everyday life. It is found in the laughter of friends, the beauty of nature, and the stillness of our own hearts." As they sipped their tea in companionable silence, the traveler felt a sense of peace wash over him, as if the burdens he carried had been lifted from his shoulders. With a grateful smile, he bowed to the tea master, his heart filled with gratitude for the wisdom he had received. And as he ventured back out into the world, he carried with him the knowledge that true wisdom is not found in the pursuit of answers, but in the journey of self-discovery and acceptance. And in the quiet of his tea house, Aiko smiled, knowing that he had planted a seed of wisdom in the traveler's heart that would continue to bloom and grow with each passing day. In the heart of a rugged mountain range, there lived a young man named Kai. He was known throughout the land for his adventurous spirit and unwavering determination. Yet, despite his many feats, Kai found himself facing his greatest challenge yet, a treacherous peak known as Mount Serenity. Legend had it that atop Mount Serenity lay a hidden temple, home to the ancient masters who held the secrets of inner peace and enlightenment. Determined to unlock the wisdom of the mountains, Kai embarked on a perilous journey, his heart ablaze with determination. As Kai ascended the steep slopes of Mount Serenity, he encountered obstacles at every turn: rock slides, icy cliffs, and fierce winds that threatened to push him off course. Yet, with each setback, Kai summoned his inner strength and pressed onward, fueled by the promise of discovery that lay beyond the summit. Days turned into weeks as Kai ventured deeper into the heart of the mountain, his resolve unwavering despite the challenges that lay ahead. Along the way, he encountered wise sages and humble hermits, each offering guidance and encouragement on his quest for enlightenment. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Kai reached the summit of Mount Serenity. As he stood atop the peak, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, he felt a sense of peace wash over him, a deep knowing that he had found what he had been searching for all along. In that moment of clarity, Kai realized that the true challenge lay not in conquering the mountain, but in conquering the doubts and fears that had held him back. With a newfound sense of purpose, he descended from the summit, carrying with him the wisdom of the mountains and a renewed sense of inner peace. And so, as Kai returned to the world below, he walked with a lightness in his step and a smile upon his face, knowing that no matter what obstacles may lie ahead, he had the strength and resilience to overcome them, guided by the lessons he had learned upon the heights of Mount Serenity. In a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a skilled potter named Kato. Renowned for his craftsmanship, Kato's humble workshop was a sanctuary of creativity and resilience. One crisp autumn day, tragedy struck the village as a devastating fire ravaged through, leaving homes and livelihoods in ashes. Kato's workshop was not spared, his cherished skill and countless creations reduced to nothing but rubble. Devastated yet undeterred, Kato stood amidst the ruins of his workshop, his heart heavy with sorrow but his spirit unbroken. With a steely determination, he vowed to rebuild what the flames had stolen from him. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months as Kato toiled tirelessly, gathering clay from the riverbanks and salvaging what little remained of his tools. With each passing day, his hands grew calloused, but his resolve only strengthened. Despite the doubts of others and the countless setbacks he faced, Kato pressed on, fueled by a fierce determination to reclaim his passion and rebuild his life from the ashes. Finally, after months of relentless effort, Kato's workshop rose from the ashes, more beautiful and resilient than ever before. With each piece he crafted, Kato poured his heart and soul into his work, infusing every creation with a sense of perseverance and hope. Word of Kato's resilience spread far and wide, inspiring all who heard his story to persevere in the face of adversity and never lose sight of their dreams. And as the seasons turned and the village flourished once more, Kato's workshop stood as a testament to the power of resilience, reminding all who passed by that even in the darkest of times, hope and determination can light the way forward. In a tranquil village nestled between lush mountains and flowing rivers, there lived an old sage named Master Koji. He was known far and wide for his wisdom and compassion. One sunny morning, a weary traveler named Kai arrived at Master Koji's humble abode. Kai had been wandering for years, searching for meaning and purpose. With a heavy heart and tired soul, he sought solace in the presence of the wise sage. As Kai approached the old sage, Master Koji greeted him with a warm smile. "Welcome, traveler. What brings you to my humble dwelling?" he asked kindly. "I have journeyed far and wide, seeking answers to life's mysteries," Kai replied. "I am lost and in need of guidance." Master Koji nodded knowingly. "Sit with me, and I shall share a tale that may illuminate your path," he said, gesturing for Kai to join him beneath a towering oak tree. Once seated, Master Koji began his story. In a distant land, there lived a young monk named Hiro. Despite his devout practice and unwavering dedication, Hiro often felt disheartened by the suffering he witnessed in the world. He yearned to make a difference but wasn't sure how to do so. One day, as Hiro meditated by a tranquil pond, he noticed a single pebble resting on the water's surface. Curious, he picked it up and tossed it gently into the pond. The water rippled outward, spreading in ever-widening circles. As Hiro watched the ripples dance across the pond, a profound realization dawned upon him. Though he was but one person, his actions, like the pebble's impact on the water, had the power to create far-reaching effects. With newfound purpose and determination, Hiro embarked on a journey to spread kindness and compassion wherever he went. He offered a helping hand to those in need, listened with empathy to the stories of others, and planted seeds of hope in barren hearts. As Hiro's acts of kindness multiplied, so too did the ripple effect of his actions. People began to emulate his example, and soon, the entire village was transformed by the power of compassion. Master Koji paused, allowing the essence of the story to sink in. Kai sat in quiet contemplation, the wisdom of the tale resonating deep within his soul. "Remember, my dear traveler," Master Koji continued, "even the smallest of actions can create waves of change in the world. May you find inspiration in the knowledge that your efforts, no matter how humble, have the power to make a difference." With a heart full of gratitude, Kai thanked the sage for his profound wisdom. As he bid farewell to Master Koji and continued on his journey, he carried with him a renewed sense of purpose and a deep-seated belief in the transformative power of kindness. And so, the ripple effect of Master Koji's teachings continued to spread, touching the lives of all who crossed its path and inspiring countless souls to walk the path of compassion and enlightenment. In a serene village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a young farmer named Koji. Despite his diligent efforts, his crops often withered under the harsh sun, leaving him disheartened and weary. One evening, as he gazed upon his barren fields, an old monk named Takashi appeared before him. "Koji," Takashi said, his voice gentle yet firm, "I sense your despair. But within every setback lies the seed of courage. Embrace it, and you shall flourish." Koji sighed, his shoulders heavy with defeat. But how can I find courage when all I see are failures? Takashi smiled knowingly. Listen closely, for I shall share with you a tale of the bamboo. Long ago, there was a bamboo farmer named Hiro. He planted bamboo seeds with great care, but for years, he saw no signs of growth. Disheartened, he contemplated giving up, yet he persisted, nurturing the soil with patience and unwavering faith. Years passed, and still, nothing emerged from the ground, but Hiro refused to surrender to despair. He continued to water the earth, tending to it with love and dedication. Then, one miraculous day, tiny shoots broke through the soil. With each passing day, they soared towards the sky, growing taller and stronger than any other plant. Hiro's perseverance had finally borne fruit, as his bamboo stood tall and proud, a testament to his unwavering spirit. Like Hiro, you must nurture the seed of courage within you, Takashi said, his words echoing in Koji's heart. Despite the storms of doubt and the drought of setbacks, trust in your ability to persevere. For every trial you face, remember that within it lies the opportunity for growth. Inspired by Takashi's words, Koji returned to his fields with renewed vigor. With each sunrise, he toiled tirelessly, tending to his crops with love and dedication. And as the seasons changed, so did his fortunes. One day, as the first hints of green peeked through the earth, Koji knew that his efforts had not been in vain. His fields flourished, teeming with life and abundance. And in that moment, he realized that true courage lay not in the absence of fear, but in the unwavering determination to rise above it. From that day forth, Koji embraced every challenge as an opportunity for growth, knowing that within him burned the eternal flame of courage. In the heart of a tranquil forest, there dwelled a wise monk named Akio. Renowned for his deep understanding of Zen teachings, Akio welcomed seekers from far and wide, offering guidance on the path to enlightenment. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the forest grew cloaked in shadows, a weary traveler named Emi stumbled upon Akio's humble abode. Seeking solace from the chaos of the world, Emi approached the monk with a heavy heart. "Master Akio," Emi whispered, "I seek peace amidst the turmoil of life. Please, teach me the way." Akio regarded Emi with compassion, gesturing for them to sit beside him beneath the ancient cherry blossom tree. In the silence of the forest, Akio spoke softly, "Emi, within the depths of silence lies great power. Close your eyes and listen." Emi obeyed, allowing the sounds of the forest to wash over them, the rustle of leaves, the gentle hum of insects, and the distant song of a nightingale. Amidst the symphony of nature, Emi found a sense of calm unlike any they had ever known. Silence is not the absence of sound, but the space in which sound exists, Akio explained. In the stillness of your mind, you can find clarity and inner peace. Inspired by Akio's words, Emi embarked on a journey of self-discovery, learning to embrace the power of silence in their daily life. With each passing day, they cultivated moments of stillness, allowing their mind to rest and their heart to open. In the tranquility of the forest, Emi found answers to questions they had long sought, and a sense of peace that transcended the chaos of the world. And as they continued on their journey, they carried with them the timeless wisdom of the echo of silence, a reminder to seek refuge in stillness, and to listen to the whispers of the soul. From that day forward, Emi lived each moment with intention, finding solace in the simple act of being. And as they walked the path of enlightenment, they knew that the power of silence would always guide them home. In the heart of a tranquil valley, there lived a humble warrior named Kai. Renowned for his courage and resilience, Kai had faced countless battles, both on the battlefield and within his own heart. Yet amidst the chaos of the world, he found himself longing for a sense of empowerment, a fire that burned deep within him, waiting to be unleashed. One moonlit night, as Kai sat beneath the stars, pondering his purpose and destiny, a wise old sage named Master Hiro emerged from the shadows. With a knowing smile, Master Hiro approached Kai and spoke words that stirred the warrior's soul. "Kai, Within you lies the power to shape your destiny, Master Hero said, his voice carrying the weight of wisdom. But first, you must harness the fire that burns within your heart. Perplexed, Kai looked to Master Hero for guidance, his eyes filled with longing. How can I unleash this fire, Master Hero? How can I find the strength to face the battles that lie ahead? Master Hero placed a hand on Kai's shoulder, his touch comforting and reassuring. Empowerment comes from within, he explained. It is not about external strength or prowess, but rather the courage to embrace your true self and walk your own path. With Master Hero's words echoing in his heart, Kai embarked on a journey of self-discovery, determined to unlock the warrior within. With each step he took, he felt the fire within him burn brighter, igniting a sense of purpose and determination unlike any he had ever known. As Kai faced the challenges that lay before him, whether on the battlefield or in the quiet moments of reflection, he drew strength from the fire that burned within his heart. No longer did he seek validation from external sources, for he knew that true empowerment came from embracing his own inner power. And so, as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Kai stood tall, a beacon of strength and resilience in a world filled with uncertainty. With each battle he faced, he grew stronger, knowing that the fire within him would guide him through even the darkest of times. From that day forward, Kai lived each moment with a sense of empowerment, knowing that he held the power to shape his own destiny. And as he continued on his journey, he carried with him the timeless wisdom of Master Hero, reminder to embrace the warrior within and unleash the fire that burns in the depths of his soul. In a quaint village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a young man named Drew. Despite his diligence, who often felt inadequate compared to his peers, he yearned to discover his true worth and unlock his full potential. One day, Drew sought the guidance of an esteemed Zen master known as Sensei Hiroshi. Sitting beneath the shade of a towering bamboo tree, Drew poured out his heart, expressing his doubts and insecurities. Sensei Hiroshi listened attentively, his wise eyes filled with compassion. "Drew, do you see this bamboo tree?" he asked, gesturing toward the tall stalk swaying gently in the breeze. "Yes, Sensei," Drew replied, perplexed by the sudden change in topic. "Bamboo possesses a remarkable quality," Sensei Hiroshi explained. "Despite its slender appearance, bamboo is incredibly resilient. It bends but never breaks, even in the face of the strongest winds." Drew nodded, intrigued by Sensei Hiroshi's words. "Just like bamboo, your true worth lies in your resilience," Sensei Hiroshi continued. "Life may test you with challenges and hardships, but it is your ability to persevere that defines your worth." Inspired by Sensei Hiroshi's wisdom, Drew embarked on a journey of self-discovery. With each obstacle he faced, he remembered the bamboo's resilience, bending but never breaking. Over time, Drew began to see his true worth emerge. He discovered strength in adversity, courage in uncertainty, and wisdom in every experience. No longer did he compare himself to others, for he understood that his worth was unique and irreplaceable. As the seasons changed and the bamboo swayed in the wind, Drew stood tall, embracing his newfound resilience. With a heart filled with gratitude, he thanked Sensei Hiroshi for guiding him towards self-discovery and empowering him to embrace his true worth. From that day forward, Drew walked with confidence, knowing that no matter what life threw his way, he possessed the resilience to overcome any obstacle. And as he continued on his journey, he carried with him the timeless wisdom of the bamboo, a reminder to always bend but never break. In the heart of a tranquil village nestled amidst lush green mountains, there lived an elderly Zen master named Takumi. Known for his wisdom and serene demeanor, Takumi was revered by villagers and travelers alike. One crisp autumn morning, as Takumi meditated by a gurgling stream, he noticed a weary traveler sitting by the water's edge. The traveler, named Kato, appeared disheartened, his face reflecting the weight of the world. Approaching Kato with a gentle smile, Takumi inquired, "What troubles your mind, dear traveler?" With a heavy sigh, Kato replied, I seek motivation. Master, life's challenges weigh heavily upon me, and I feel lost. Takumi nodded knowingly, gesturing toward the stream. Observe the flow of the water, he said softly. Despite encountering rocks and obstacles along its path, the stream persists, finding a way forward. Within it lies a lesson for us all. Curious, Kato watched as Takumi plucked a small pebble from the stream and held it up to the sunlight. This pebble, Takumi began, was once a rough stone shaped by the forces of nature. Yet, despite its humble appearance, it serves a greater purpose. Intrigued, Kato listened intently as Takumi continued. Much like this pebble, each of us possesses unique qualities and strengths. In times of adversity, it is these inner resources that guide us forward. With newfound clarity, Kato reflected on Takumi's words. Inspired by the wisdom of the Zen master, he resolved to embrace life's challenges with courage and resilience. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Kato bid farewell to Takumi, his spirit uplifted by the encounter. With each step along his journey, he carried the lessons of the pebble in his heart, knowing that within him lay the power to overcome any obstacle. And so, amidst the tranquil beauty of the village, the story of the pebble's purpose continued to inspire all who crossed its path, a timeless reminder of the boundless potential that resides within each and every one of us. In a tranquil garden nestled within the heart of a bustling city, there bloomed a solitary lotus flower. Its delicate petals unfurled gracefully, bathed in the soft glow of the moonlight. Yet despite its beauty, the lotus felt a deep sense of loneliness, yearning for companionship amidst the solitude. One evening, as the moon cast its silvery beams upon the garden, a weary traveler named Yumi stumbled upon the solitary lotus. Overwhelmed by feelings of loneliness and isolation, Yumi found solace in the gentle presence of the flower. "Why do you bloom alone, dear lotus?" Yumi whispered, their voice barely louder than a breeze. "Do you not yearn for companionship amidst the stillness of the night?" The lotus gazed up at Yumi with silent understanding, its petals shimmering in the moonlight. In that moment, a wise old monk named Sensei Ren appeared, his presence like a beacon of light amidst the darkness. "Loneliness is a path we all must walk at times," Sensei Ren spoke softly, his words carrying the weight of wisdom. "But it is in embracing our solitude that we find the true essence of companionship." Yumi listened intently as Sensei Ren continued. "The lotus blooms alone, yet it is never truly alone," Sensei Ren explained. "For it is connected to the earth, the sky, and all living beings. In its solitude, the lotus finds unity with the universe." Inspired by Sensei Ren's words, Yumi began to see loneliness in a new light. No longer a burden to be carried, but rather a pathway to deeper connection and understanding. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Yumi found solace in the quiet moments of solitude, knowing that they were never truly alone. And with each passing day, they discovered a newfound sense of inner peace and contentment. And so, as the seasons changed and the lotus continued to bloom alone in the tranquil garden, Yumi walked the path of loneliness with grace and humility. For they knew that in embracing their solitude, they had found the true essence of companionship, the interconnectedness of all beings in the vast tapestry of existence. From that day forward, Yumi lived each moment with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that even in the depths of loneliness, there was beauty to be found. And as they continued on their journey, they carried with them the timeless wisdom of Sensei Ren, a reminder to embrace solitude as a pathway to deeper connection and understanding. In a bustling city filled with the chaos of everyday life, there lived a young woman named Emi. Despite her best efforts, Emi often found herself overwhelmed by the demands of the world around her. Seeking guidance, she turned to an ancient Zen master known as Sensei Ren. "Sensei Ren," Emi implored, "how can I navigate the complexities of life and find true fulfillment?" Sensei Ren regarded Emi with a serene smile, motioning for her to join him by the tranquil pond in the heart of the city. As they sat in silence, watching the ripples dance across the water's surface, Sensei Ren began to speak. "Mei, within the depths of your being lies the power to shape your reality," he explained. "Just as a pebble creates ripples in a pond, your thoughts and intentions send out vibrations into the universe." Mei listened intently, captivated by Sensei Ren's words. "The law of attraction states that like attracts like," Sensei Ren continued. "If you focus your thoughts on positivity and abundance, you will attract positivity and abundance into your life." Inspired by Sensei Ren's teachings, Mei embarked on a journey of self-discovery, learning to harness the power of her thoughts and intentions. With each passing day, she cultivated a mindset of gratitude and abundance, knowing that her thoughts held the key to shaping her reality. As Mei embraced the law of attraction, she began to notice subtle shifts in her life. Opportunities seemed to present themselves with greater frequency, and she found herself surrounded by people who uplifted and inspired her. But it was not just Mei's own life that was transformed. Through her newfound positivity and radiance, she became a beacon of light for those around her. Her friends and family noticed the change in her energy and were drawn to her warmth and authenticity. And so, like the ripples that emanated from a pebble cast into a pond, Mei's positive energy rippled outwards, touching the lives of all those she encountered. From that day forward, Mei lived each moment with intention, knowing that her thoughts and intentions held the power to shape her reality. And as she continued on her journey, she carried with her the timeless wisdom of the law of attraction, a reminder to focus on positivity and abundance, and to watch as the universe conspired to bring her dreams to life. In a quaint village nestled amidst serene mountains, there lived a young man named Kenji. Despite his potential, Kenji often found himself plagued by laziness, unable to muster the motivation to pursue his dreams. One day, as Kenji sat beneath the shade of a towering oak tree, pondering his lack of ambition, he heard a gentle voice behind him. Turning, he saw an elderly monk named Sensei Kato, known throughout the village for his wisdom and insight. "Kenji," Sensei Kato said, his eyes sparkling with kindness, "why do you allow laziness to hold you back from reaching your full potential?" Kenji lowered his gaze, feeling a pang of shame at the monk's words. "I wish I knew, Sensei," he replied softly. "I want to achieve great things, but I struggle to find the motivation to even take the first step." Sensei Kato nodded knowingly, settling himself beside Kenji beneath the oak tree. "Laziness is like a fire that burns within us," he began. "It can either consume us, leaving us stagnant and unfulfilled, or it can ignite our passion and drive us toward greatness." Kenji listened intently as Sensei Kato continued. "Within you lies the power to fuel the fire of ambition," Sensei Kato said. "But first, you must stoke the flames with purpose and determination." Inspired by Sensei Kato's words, Kenji embarked on a journey of self-discovery, determined to overcome his laziness and unlock his true potential. With each passing day, he found the courage to take small steps toward his goals, refusing to let laziness hold him back any longer. As Kenji cultivated a mindset of discipline and perseverance, he began to notice a shift within himself. And so, as the seasons changed and the oak tree shed its leaves in the crisp autumn breeze, Kenji stood tall, a testament to the power of determination and resilience. From that day forward, Kenji lived each moment with purpose and intention, knowing that the fire within him could light the path to his dreams. And as he continued on his journey, he carried with him the timeless wisdom of Sensei Kato, a reminder to stoke the flames of ambition and never let laziness extinguish the fire within. In a quiet village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a renowned Zen master named Haruki. People from far and wide sought his wisdom, hoping to find solace in the midst of life's trials and tribulations. One evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, a troubled traveler named Aiko arrived at Haruki's humble abode. With a heavy heart, Aiko confided in the master, expressing their struggles with the sadness that seemed to permeate every aspect of life. "Master Haruki," Aiko pleaded, "how can one find peace in a world filled with sorrow?" Haruki regarded Aiko with compassion, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of a lifetime. "Life is a dance of light and shadow," he began, gesturing toward the setting sun. "Just as darkness follows the light, so too does sadness follow joy. But it is in embracing both that we find true balance." Perplexed, Aiko listened intently as Haruki continued. "Sadness is a natural part of the human experience," Haruki explained. "It is through our moments of darkness that we learn to appreciate the light. Just as the stars shine brightest against the backdrop of the night sky, so too does joy shine brightest against the canvas of sadness." Inspired by Haruki's words, Aiko embarked on a journey of self-discovery, learning to embrace the ebb and flow of life's emotions. With each passing day, they found solace in the understanding that sadness was not something to be feared or avoided, but rather a teacher guiding them toward greater compassion and empathy. As Aiko learned to dance with the rhythms of life, they began to notice the beauty that existed even in the darkest of moments. The gentle caress of a breeze against their skin, the warmth of a loved one's embrace, the delicate beauty of a flower pushing through the cracks in the pavement, each moment held a spark of light amidst the shadows. And so, as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Aiko found peace in the understanding that sadness was not a burden to be carried, but rather a thread woven into the rich tapestry of life. From that day forward, Aiko lived each moment with gratitude, knowing that even in the midst of sadness, there was beauty to be found. And as they continued on their journey, they carried with them the timeless wisdom of Master Haruki, a reminder to embrace the dance of light and shadow, and to find peace in the ever-changing rhythms of life. In the serene mountains of Japan, there lived a wise Zen master named Koji. People from far and wide sought his guidance on the path of enlightenment. One day, a young man named Hiro approached him, seeking wisdom. "Master Koji," Hiro said, "I want to understand the true meaning of life and find motivation to pursue my dreams." Koji nodded, motioning for Hiro to sit beside him. "Life is like a river, Hiro. Time flows ceaselessly, never pausing for anyone. The value of life lies in how we use our time." Intrigued, Hiro listened intently as Koji continued. "There was once a successful businessman named Takeshi," Koji began. "He was rich beyond measure but always complained of never having enough time. Determined to find fulfillment, Takeshi sought out the wisdom of a Zen master." "What did the Zen master tell him?" Hiro asked eagerly. The Zen master handed Takeshi a small pebble and instructed him to carry it with him at all times, Koji explained. Confused, Takeshi followed the master's instructions. Each time Takeshi complained of not having enough time, the Zen master asked him to hold the pebble in his hand. And then, Hiro inquired, with time, Takeshi realized that every moment he spent complaining was a moment wasted. Koji continued. He understood that time was a precious gift, to be cherished and used wisely. Hiro reflected on Koji's words, understanding the profound message hidden within the story. But how can I make the most of my time, Master Koji? By living each moment with purpose and intention, Koji replied. Set goals for yourself and pursue them with passion. Every small step you take brings you closer to your dreams. Inspired by Koji's wisdom, Hiro thanked the master and set out on his journey with newfound determination. From that day forward, he embraced each moment as a precious opportunity, knowing that the value of time lay not in its quantity, but in how it was spent. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the mountains, Hiro understood that true motivation came from within. And with each passing moment, he vowed to make the most of his time, living a life filled with purpose and meaning.